The first time that we went sailing as a family, I thought it was going to be the last time. Oh, how the tables have turned. This episode, we're going to talk about where we started and where we got to now. And our hope is that it's encouraging and a little bit funny.
A little funny.
Welcome to the What Could Go Right podcast. We are your hosts, Eric Orton.
And I'm Emily Orton.
And here we talk about personal growth and sailing. In 2014, we moved aboard a fixer-upper sailboat and bootstrapped a year sailing with our 5 kids, and it changed our lives forever.
We tell the whole story in our memoir, our book, 7 at Sea. On this podcast, we want to help you go from fear to freedom, one adventure at a time.
So I remember when the very first time Eric was wanting to take sailing classes, and I really wanted him to find some buddies that he could sail with. And out of everyone we knew, from work, from our faith community, from our neighborhood, just there wasn't anybody who wanted to stop and take sailing lessons in the middle of the day. So one day, Eric remembers standing in the middle of the hallway in our little New York City apartment, and he says, "Hey, I just had a brilliant idea. What if you and our 2 oldest girls take these sailing classes with me?" Oh my goodness, I was so scared. If you've been listening to this podcast for a while, you still might not know, but I was very scared of deep water, even just the deep end of the swimming pool. And so for Eric to ask me to get on a boat on the Hudson River and learn how to sail felt really scary. But we did it. We got out there. Can you remember anything from the very first sailing trip? We took our daughter Karina, who was 11, and our daughter Allison, who was 9. And we hired a babysitter to take care of Sarah Jane, Eli, and Lily.
Oh, the first time we took a sailing lesson?
The very first time we took a sailing lesson, and then let's talk about the very first time we took the whole family on board.
Sure, I'm happy to talk about that. And I'll just clarify. For those of you that have read our book, this is in there. For those of you that haven't or are new here, this is just a little bit of our origin story. So we're going to catch you up in very short order. So yeah, I was working downtown in Lower Manhattan, and there was a small sailing school right there. And we created a little class just with our family, the 4 of us, so that it would work with my schedule. And what I remember was that it was hot and muggy because
it was summer.
You're right there in this little marina that's all blocked by these tall New York City buildings. And so there's no breeze, but you're on this boat that's just kind of bobbing around, and the instructor was showing us stuff, like small things. We're looking at a book. I just remember getting a little queasy, to be honest. That was like my main thing. And then like go out on the water, and I was like, oh, once you're out on the water, it's better. There's a breeze, you're moving. But that was my main takeaway, is that I got queasy, and we zipped across the Hudson River over near the Statue of Liberty, where you're sort of out of traffic because there's tanker ships and water ferries and taxis and tour boats and all kinds of stuff. And we're this teeny little 23-foot sailboat. And we just got out of the way, found a little open patch of water. And I remember not knowing what was going on, why the boat would turn, why it wouldn't turn, why the sails went this way or why the sails went that way. I was feeling pretty lost, but I figured if I stuck with it, we'd figure it out. That's what I remember.
We started with no experience, and
0.
I remember the girls being so excited. So I was trepidatious. I wanted to gather every sort of measure against seasickness. I had ginger. I had little
pressure
wristbands. And the girls were just so excited. They skipped down the esplanade and down to where the boat was, and they were so excited to learn the new words that, like, I've always called it a sail, but this kind of sail is a jib, and I'm going to hank the jib, which is basically just attaching the foresail by hand. Remember when we used to do that? Yeah. Anyway, so they were so excited and got out there with our instructor, and kind of like what Eric was saying, about halfway across the Hudson, trying to get over to the Jersey side, the girls are just laying their little faces on the cool fiberglass deck of the boat. I'm like, you okay? What's going on? I don't feel very good. Yeah, I feel like I want to throw up. Like, how long is this lesson going to be? And when does it end?
Please make it stop.
And afterwards, we went and sat on a little bench and just kind of did an assessment. And I said, like, okay, all three of you got seasick. I didn't get seasick that time, but I did get seasick later. I'm not like immune, but on that occasion, I did not get seasick. And I just kind of said, what do you think, you guys? You want to keep doing this? How was it today? Was it too rough? And everyone said they wanted to keep going. So we did. We finished those classes, and then this will be the first. Eric thought we should try as a whole family.
So yeah, jumping ahead, we did 5 lessons with this instructor on these boats, and Emily and I took the tests. We passed. The girls knew what they were doing, but they didn't do the written test, which was fine. So now we had a little 101 certification card, and I was like, hey, what can we do with this? We listened to our last episode. We said, if we can do that, what else can we do? So we had our 101 certifications, and I started calling around, searching on the internet, trying to find a place that would rent a boat to somebody that had a 101 card. And I found a place in New Jersey in a place called Tom's River I couldn't believe it. I called up and I was like, hey, this is what we want to do. We want to take a boat out for half a day. Would you rent it to us? And they said, yeah, and this is how much it costs. And I hung up and I was like, they're suckers. They don't know how little we know. They're going to lend us a boat. And so we got there. I'll just preface it by saying the whole day was a disaster.
Well, it was August, I think.
It was hot.
It was so hot. We drove like an hour to get there, and everybody was exhausted by the time we arrived. Well,
I think we went out there. It was a Friday evening, or I think it was maybe a Saturday morning. And you know what there is on a Saturday morning in New Jersey? Traffic. Everyone's going to the Jersey Shore. So we sat in traffic all day, got to this boat, beautiful little wooden boat, nicely stained and polished. And I was like, and then I realized that there's no motor on this boat. We have to get out of the marina, go sailing, and come back with no motor. I don't know how to do that, because the boats that we learned in had a little outboard that we would turn on and it would bring us back to the marina. And I was worried we're going to bang up this boat because it looked beautiful. It was small, but it was nice wood, and like I said. But we all piled in, and we had all 5 kids now.
So now we've added Sarah Jane, who I think is like 6. Eli was 2, toddler. And then Lily was about 8 months old. We had brought a little bumbo seat for her.
And as soon as we made it off the dock, and as soon as we went out, the boat, sailboats kind of tip when you get the sails up and the wind catches them. The kids did not expect the ground to shift beneath their feet. The young kids.
The monohulls, yeah.
Yeah, the monohull, a single hull boat, they tip. That's what, when you think of a sailboat, underway, you think of it kind of at an angle. And these kids were freaking out, screaming at the top of their lung because they just thought the boat was going to go over. They didn't know when it was going to stop, if it was going to keep tipping. Anyways, so Eli was screaming. Lily, everyone had a life jacket on, but you're trying to console Lily, who's also wearing a life jacket. You're wearing a life jacket. You're trying to nurse her through 2 life jackets. And I am not a good captain at this point, and I'm shouting and yelling, and some of the kids dropped stuff in the water.
Or dropped a hat or a sail tie.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? I don't know how to do. I don't know how to go back and get that.
Yeah.
So that's gone. And you want to talk about the jet skiers?
Oh gosh, the kids were anxious about the tipping, and so Eli was just trying to drill his head into my armpit, just like stay as close to me as possible and just feel secure with me. And I'm also holding Lily, so I'm not really any help at all with the ropes and the sails. And this is a pretty simple setup, and Karina and Allison are capable. But every time it tips, the kids get so nervous. And so we're out in the middle of Tom's River, and it's not mostly sailboats. It's mostly jet skis and motorboats, and they want to go fast, and they want to show off their tan or something. And they just kept zipping around us and zipping past us. And every time they would, it would create a wake that would make our boat tip even more. And so then the kids would cry even more. And I kept trying to just calm everyone down and act like, aren't we having a good adventure? I've heard your brain can't tell whether you're scared or excited. So you can kind of hijack that and tell yourself you're excited instead of scared. And it wasn't really working on the kids. And then I noticed some of the this woman on a motorboat going past us, just like directly pointing at us and laughing so hard. Everyone on their boat was laughing. And I just thought, wow, okay. They are laughing at us. We are the show. We look ridiculous. We're afraid we're going to lose. We're going to lose someone overboard, and they just think it's hilarious. So fortunately, we got far enough upriver that there just wasn't a motorboat every 5 seconds, and we were able to calm everyone down. And I think you kind of got a feel for how the boat was working, and then you ended up being able to get all of us back to the dock very safely. And after everyone got off the dock, turned in the life jackets, the kids just sat on the pier, and there was loose gravel, and they were just throwing little pebbles into the water. And they said that was their favorite part of the day. And I know you had this great idea of like, let's see what it's like to take the whole family sailing. And at that point, both of us were definitely thinking, it's like no fun. Let's never do this again.
This is the worst thing ever. Let's never do this again.
And then we're going to get in the car and drive another hour and a half back to the city.
It just,
it was bad. It was
cherry on top.
It was at the time, it seemed like a bad day. That's now what I think our kids would call type 2 fun, where it wasn't fun when it happened, but looking back at it, it's a pretty significant memory for all of us, and we can kind of laugh about.
Now we point back at us and laugh.
Now we are pointing back at us and laugh.
We have a sense of humor about ourselves and New Jersey.
I think it's so great to say, like, that's where we started. You could be that bad at something. You could be that scared. You could be that incompetent. And then if you keep moving forward, you could really master the skill set. So you want to tell about where we are now? And I won't say that I'm a master sailor, but we did live on a sailboat for a year as a family, and we learned how to work together as a team when things were going smoothly and when things were going sideways.
A lot of sideways. A lot of smooth too, sorry. But yeah, I feel like, before we started hit record, you said, we've come a long way. And I think you're right. I mean, we're wrapping up a series of trips that we've been doing this winter, and we're going to do some in the Mediterranean this summer. But we've taken out a bunch of people who didn't know much about sailing, and we took out really big boats. We started out on these little
19, 20
foot boats, and I'm sailing a 54-foot catamaran, so it's a double wide boat, all kinds of systems, engines, water makers, generators, power winches, power windlass, big surface of sail, big sails catching big wind, and 6 toilets and showers and all kinds of stuff, and meals, 3 meals a day on the boat, and we sail in all kinds of conditions, sailing through squalls and beautiful turquoise water, and anchoring and snorkeling, and just I can look at a chart and we figure out where we're going to go, and we pretty much can go wherever we want.
And you know what it's going to be like. You're like, this is going to be upwind, it's going to be a bumpy ride. This is going to be downwind, it's going to be smooth and comfortable. If somebody drops something overboard, you can loop back around for it and say, hey, get on the starboard side. It's going to be passing right here. I'll be passing within 2 inches of it. And I've also seen you just come in hot and stop on a dime at a mooring ball, making it so easy to catch and lace. And I can say from the outside that, you're that time when we're dropping hats in the water, you're like, too bad, can't go back for that. Now, we could drop a hat or something less, and you'd be like, yeah, sure, let's turn around the whole boat. This will be fun for everyone. Let's do some, man overboard drills.
I've done that. I've done that on 2 trips recently. People dropped a hat and a cushion flew off. And so I was like, here's a chance to practice the skill. And we go back and we get the cushion, we get the hat. And it's a good learning opportunity.
Yeah. So we have come a long way from being like, I've never sailed before. I don't know anything about it. I'm just getting seasick. This is a terrible experience, to now making it a wonderful experience for lots of people.
And I'll just put this out there. we're purposefully being a little bit vague about it, but there's some poetic beauty to what we're doing now, which is we're in the process of acquiring a sailing business, very close to where we started to learn how to sail. And it will be a small fleet of boats in New York City where we run, we own the company and run trips in the same area where we learned how to sail. And it's not a for sure thing. We have it under contract. We have not closed yet, but it's we're chipping away at it. And I think that if we do this, again, very much harkening back to our last episode about competence and confidence, if we pull this off, we will be surprised. I will be. And it will be a big boost to my confidence. And I think I might just ask the question, what else? We can do this. What else can we do?
What could go right?
Hey guys, before we wrap up, two things. I want to give you the sailing update, and then I want to give you the sailing takeaway. Real quick, as we wrap up with Q1 of 2025, I want to tell you what's on the docket coming up. I'm heading to the Bahamas this weekend, but after that, we've got some trips over in Europe and the Mediterranean. We're going to be in Italy, June 7th through the 14th. Currently, 2 cabins available. There's that. We're going to be in Greece, July 19th through the 26th. And then we're going to be in Croatia, August 2nd through the 9th. So those are our European trips. And then we've got, jumping to the fall, we've got La Paz, Mexico, the Sea of Cortez. That's going to be October 20th through the 25th. British Virgin Islands, November 10th through the 15th. And then the Bahamas, December 8th through the 13th. So that's the lineup for the rest of this year. So if any of those sound fun to you, hit me up. We'll talk, see if it's fit. Also, last thing, I like at the end of our trips, I like to share what people have taken away. So I asked them a couple of questions. They're kind enough to share their answers with me and give me permission to share them with you. So here's a takeaway from somebody who came sailing with us recently.
Pretty much. Like I was worried about, who are these people, Just get a little worried about, but that's actually the best part is the people, just people. It's just a wonderful experience. And
delighted? What delighted you?
Delighted me? The people.
He said the same answers as you.
Yeah.
The marketing thing was you want to know what it feels like to live on a sailboat, right? That was the market that, yeah, I do. And now I do. So that question was answered.
And if somebody was thinking about coming, they were unsure, or what they were thinking about it, what would you say to them?
Just do it.
All right. Short and sweet. There we go.